Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I have decided to do a quick video on Renko Boss, where we look at the Renko Boss, what it is, and then we will look at some of the ETFs that I follow each day, more or less. Please follow me on Twitter and on YouTube. Highly appreciate it. And without further ado, let's just go straight into to the topic. Renko Boss. There are not many people who are using Renko Boss. But I find them very useful to filter out any noise because the charts you get are very clean. And once you have a breakout or a breakdown, the confirmation you have there is with a very high probability. So very quickly, what is a Renko bar? You should go look it up yourself afterwards, but just to give you a very brief idea, a Renko bar is actually, the Renko bars has no time involved in the chart at all. It's pure price. So in this case, this is gold. And as you can see, we have these blocks, right? And each block has the same height. And in this case, the height is $30, as you can see. So every time gold increases by $30, it will print a new box or a new bar. And in order to get a red bar, you actually have to drop 2 times the size of the bar. So in this case, it's $60. So it will not make a red bar or a reversal until we have reached a $60 drop in this case. So that's how it is, more or less, very quickly explained. You should look it up yourself. But yeah, let's go into it. I have some ETFs that we're going to look for. They will be very briefly, but just to get you an idea of how clean the charts can look. This is SILJ going back 10 years plus. As you can see, very clean all the way down. You have the highs all the way down and a fake out here. And we have the lower one here. So let me go back to the normal bars or candles that people look at, and you can just see how it's roughly the same in a sense, but you can just see how noisy it is, right? We have a lot of fake outs here and below and so on. So let's switch back again here to the Renko. You can see very clean, very nice. So to me, if I were to look at this, the SILJ, to me right now we are trying to form a inverted head and shoulders here. And a buy signal will be to get a green box close above 32. SILJ very quickly, very similar again, very clean. We are right now in a downtrend here. We could go all the way down here for a third visit, which would be an absolutely insane buy to me. Or we have the inverted head and shoulders here, so getting above 12 more or less, the green box or green bar would confirm also a breakout of this downward trend channel here. You can see GDX, and just a quick note here. You can see the time scales are very different, right? Because from here to here you have a year, then you have suddenly 2 years, which and they have 2 years again, 2 years. So, and that's why time doesn't matter. It's only price. Anyways, this is the GDX, very clean pattern right now. We're trying to break out, but we just can't do it. Could we be in for a visit all the way down here? It's a 60% drop. I doubt it very much, but yeah, very clean. So once we get a break here, if we get a break here, that's your buy signal for GDX. GDXJ, a bit more messy chart, but anyways, as you can see, the peak in August 2020 was right here, and ever since we have been in an expanding formation down here. And we could get a third or fourth touch here before we go higher. I can't see this one breaking down because gold to me will reach all-time highs this year. So once we break here, especially above this high here at around 43, 44, it's a perfect opportunity to start to look into gold miners. Look at this one here. This is uranium, my favorite sector, URA. Just look at this long trend line here. It's going back to 2011. You have the touches all the way down, can't break, can't break, can't break. But I will say this, I think we are very close to break and getting above what I have been saying many times, the 24 level. It's right there, the 24 level. When you get the break above the 24 level, perfect opportunity. In my view, it's an opportunity in a lifetime, or in many decades at least. The Brazilian ETF, very clean, as you can see. It goes back a very long time. We have the low here, all the way right. Same. We have Very clean formation, no noise, no wicks above or below. So when we get a break here this way or this way, that's where you short, that's where you go long. And this right here goes back to 13 years, 13 years all the way back. So just have patience, but I think the Brazilian ETF will perform very well. Especially emerging markets will do very well very soon. Anyways, this is the Chinese large cap ETF. I found this fractal here very similar to this one right here, and I think we will do some jittering before we go up and break the neckline, and that's where you have a possible long if you want to play the Chinese stocks. But as mentioned, we have to break before we can get the confirmation. Hydra, which is the Global X hydrogen ETF, very clean, bullish, downward wedge here, and I think at some point we will break it. As you can see, the formation right now, very bullish. We are at the lower TL right here on the fourth touch. Could we get a flush to the downside? Sure. Again, that would be an even better entry. But if we get a bounce here, then we could be in for a potential breakout to the upside. Cannabis stocks, a very hated sector, but I would argue that we are it's a bit weird actually, but anyways, the top here is in 2021. And ever since the stock has been hammered down 95% or so. But I think you can see the squeeze here, and I think at one point, not tomorrow, not next week, but we will break out to the upside and actually have a big of a pop, because I don't know exactly, but I think these stocks are very heavily shorted, but I think it's coming to an end. Semiconductors, as you can see here, it's a bit of a different beast, but anyways, we have the pole here. We have the pole up here, and then we are in a bull flag all the way down here, and the break and the confirmation was here, as you can see, at around 390, and ever since it has been one direction to the upside. Again, you can use it on this as well. Let's try to look at different candles. You can see how messy it is. I know you have some entries on here as well, but it's just very clean. I like it. It's just it filters out all the noise, and that's a very good thing. TAN, the solar ETF. Whoop, whoop. Let me zoom out here. To me, looking at the Renko, we have the neckline here at around 110 more or less, and we have the left shoulder, right shoulder, and the head. And I think once we break this trend line coming down here all the way, whoop, I think it's go time for solar. I think every government is spending tremendous amount of money into it, so why shouldn't it go to the upside, I guess. But again, wait for the confirmation for the break at around, I would say, on the safe side, 90. A breakout and get above 90, then awesome. XBI, I added it in here because the setup is actually pretty good. We have the long-term support here at around 66 roughly, and now we have, in my view, making an inverted head and shoulders here with the neckline, the blue neckline, and once we pop, getting above 90, then you have a long signal using Renko bars. So great setup here. You just have to be patient, I guess. XOP, oil. This is the current setup. Similar again, inverted head and shoulders. You can see it here, the target that will be reached once we break the 170. That's the target. Similar to here, as you can see, we have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and the target was actually met more or less to perfection up here. So I suspect the same will happen here again, getting close to the all-time high right here in 14. Beautiful setup. So when we break 170, more or less, perfect. XLF, the banking sector. Going back here 20 years more or less, we have a support coming all the way here at around 30. You can see it has been tagged many times all that during this period. But right now we are in this uptrend here, as you can see. And now we need to bounce here. The financial sector need to bounce here. Because and I think it will happen actually, but if we break down here from the channel, but also the long-term support, getting below 30 would be absolutely devastating for the banking sector. But we have to wait and see what happens. But getting below 30 would spell trouble big time. Lithium, why is that there? Just look at this insanely bullish setup for lithium. I know it's hit right now because many people have lost money because they have bought at the top, as they always do. But right now we are in a bullish wedge or bullish flag, whatever you want to call it. And once we break, I mean, you are in for a very big run in lithium. Very, very big run. Insanely good setup here in lithium and their battery metals, whatever. I just want to show you here. This is the Nikkei. 1 second. Maybe it's not that good, but anyways, you can see it here. No lines, but I think we are on the path for a tag of the all-time high. That's where we're going. We're going to a blow off top here all the way up, and then we will come crashing down. So yeah. But this looks very much like the gold chart actually, from 2011 to until recent, 2011 to 2019 more or less, where we also started to go for the all-time high for gold, and then we will do some sort of pause, like a cup and handle, or some sort of flag maybe. But yeah, we will have to wait and see. But again, Renko bars offers, in my view, very clean setup, no noise, and you can, once you get the breakout bar above your level or the formation, you have a very easy entry, and even better, you have a very, very easy way to put in your stop, because the stop will be 2 times the bar below at your entry, right? So Renko bars, please use it. I love to use it more or less every week. I look at it just to see if there are something different that you don't see on the regular candles. Anyways, let me know in the comments below if you use Renko. If not, I highly suggest you use it. And yeah, if anything, let me know in the comments below. And have an awesome weekend. And we will see you guys later. Cheers.